All right, let's just get right into it. The AI boom is absolutely everywhere. It feels like every single day there's a new headline, some new crazy breakthrough, and of course a few superstar stocks getting all the attention. But what if I told you one of the most critical players in this entire revolution has been hiding in plain sight?
To really get the full picture, you have to ask a pretty simple question. Who's actually behind the scenes, powering the biggest names in AI?
I mean, of course, you've got the undisputed champ, Nvidia. Their chips are literally the engine of this revolution, and what their stock has done, well, it's just been staggering.
And right on their heels is the main challenger, AMD, churning out powerful chips to try and meet that just insatiable demand for more and more AI.
And you can't ever count out the old guard, right? The legacy giant Intel is also pushing super hard into the AI space. But here's the kicker. All three of these titans, the champ, the challenger, and the giant, they all rely on the exact same foundational tech from another company just to start designing their chips.
And that, right there, brings us to what this is all about today. There's a company that is so essential to this entire industry, but it just flies completely under the radar for most folks.
Meet Synopsys. Now look, this is not some little startup. We're talking about an $85 billion behemoth that's basically the secret weapon for the world's most advanced chip makers. It might just be the single most underappreciated winner of the entire AI boom.
So you might be asking, how can a company that big be so overlooked? Well, to get that, we need to understand what they actually do. See, they don't make the physical chips. They create the essential blueprints for them.
Synopsys is the top dog in a field called electronic design automation, or EDA for short. And this is the super complex, absolutely indispensable software that's used to design, and I mean this literally, every single modern semiconductor on the planet. If you want to build a chip for a phone, a car, or a massive AI data center, you have to use EDA software. There's no way around it.
And you can really see their dominance when you look at the market. It's basically an oligopoly. As you can see here, Synopsys leads the pack with a 35% share. Then you've got Cadence and Siemens. Between those three, they control something like 90% of the entire market. It's an incredibly powerful and very consolidated industry.
Okay, so what happens when you pour the rocket fuel of AI onto a business that's already this dominant? Well, for Synopsys, the AI revolution is like a double-edged sword, but in the best way you can imagine. It's a growth accelerator that hits their business from two different directions at the same time.
I kind of think of it as the AI flywheel. So on one side, you have this global race to build more powerful, more complex AI chips. That creates this huge surge in demand for Synopsys' core design software. And here's the really genius part. On the other side, Synopsys is now building AI into its own software to help engineers design those next-gen chips faster and better than they ever could before.
The company's own CEO, Sasan Ghazi, he puts it perfectly. He says, think of it as an AI assistant for chip design. It's like giving every chip engineer a brilliant co-pilot to help them navigate the mind-boggling complexity of modern chip design.
And you better believe Wall Street is paying attention. One analyst from KeyBank called this the, quote, biggest product breakthrough in EDA development in 30 to 40 years. I mean, that is a massive statement. It's not just an improvement, it's a fundamental shift in how chips are made, and Synopsys is sitting right at the heart of it.
Now, when you hear semiconductor industry, your brain probably immediately goes to volatility, right? Those famous boom and bust cycles. But this is where the Synopsys story gets really, really interesting. Their business model is just uniquely resilient.
So here's the crucial thing to understand. Synopsys' revenue is not tied to how many chips are sold in one quarter. No, it's tied to the research and development budgets of the chip makers. And those R&D budgets are planned out years in advance to design the chips of tomorrow.
This creates this incredibly powerful moat around their business. For one, their software contracts are really long-term. We're talking about 3 years on average. And two, companies like Nvidia and AMD, they have no choice. They have to keep investing in designing their next chip to stay ahead, no matter what the market is doing today.
You want proof? Okay, let's just look at 2023. It was a pretty tough year for the industry. Overall semiconductor revenue actually fell by 11%. But then you look at Synopsys. During that exact same period, the revenue grew by a remarkable 15%. That contrast right there, it tells you everything you need to know about how resilient their model is. The rest of the industry shrinks, and Synopsys just keeps on growing. Okay, so we've got a dominant market leader, a supercharged AI growth story, and a rock-solid business model. So what's the catch? Well, as you can probably guess, this kind of quality doesn't exactly come cheap.
The stock trades at a pretty premium valuation, around 40 times its projected earnings. So the billion-dollar question for any investor is pretty simple. Can its future growth actually justify that price?
When the CEO was asked point-blank if he was confident about hitting the company's ambitious long-term targets, his answer was about as direct as you can get. Yes, he said, because of their strong belief that pervasive intelligence will continue expanding. He is hitching the company's wagon directly to the AI megatrend continuing.
And those targets are nothing to sneeze at. The company is aiming for sustained annual double-digit revenue growth and growth in the mid-teens for earnings per share, for as far as the eye can see. That's the bar they've set for themselves.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought. In the middle of this massive AI gold rush, everyone's laser-focused on the miners, who are frantically digging for gold. But maybe, just maybe, the smartest, most durable bet isn't on any one of those miners, but on the one company that's quietly selling the maps, the picks, and the shovels to every single one of them.